Justin Bullrunners, the official crypto executive order has been signed. Here are the details. The executive order establishes the Presidential Working Group on Digital Asset Markets to strengthen U.S. leadership in digital finance. The working group will be tasked with developing a federal regulatory framework governing digital assets, including stablecoins, and evaluating the creation of a strategic national digital asset stockpile. That one could be interesting because that could include meme coins. So that's one to definitely take notice of. The working group will be chaired by the White House AI and crypto czar David Sachs, and include the Secretary of Treasury, the chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission, and the head of other relevant departments and agencies. The White House AI and crypto czar, well, I hate saying that word, czar, Caesar, whatever you want to call it, will engage leading experts in digital assets and digital markets to ensure the actions of working group are informed by expertise beyond federal government. So that means they're going to be looking at outside, crypto experts, people potentially that are from the degen space. So that's another huge point to be aware of. The executive order directs departments and agencies with identifying and making recommendations to the working group on any regulations and other agency actions affecting the digital asset sector that should be rescinded or modified. The executive order prohibits agencies from undertaking any action to establish, issue, or promote central bank digital currencies. Another huge win. Let's go. The executive order revokes the previous administration's digital assets executive order in the Treasury Department's framework for international engagement on digital assets, which suppressed innovation and undermined U.S. economic liberty and global leadership in digital finance. Wow, we're here. This is what we've been waiting for. This is the clarity that we've been missing. So this is the beginning. So I hope you guys are excited. Step in the right direction. Breaking news. So yeah, we'll find out more as more is released, but wanted to get this to you as soon as I could.
I keep going back and forth whether I should launch my own coin. I don't know how to do it. I'd have to find people really trustworthy. I'd only be doing it to make a shit ton of money for me, like to move me from $1 million to $1 billion. I know people would buy it. I don't want to go to jail, and I don't want to fuck people over. But if you say you're in it to make money and eventually you're going to take your money out of it, is that fucking people over? Like, I went through it all at once. I don't know. Part of me is like, Dave, you make $1 billion and then you go to jail and you'd be like, is it worth it? You're pretty rich right now. What do you need $1 billion? What's the difference between $1 million and $1 billion? Unless it's like 20 billion. Other than buying a sports team, I don't need more money. Unless I can get into like, I can buy a sports team, then maybe you risk going to jail.
Well, bull runners, you don't have to take it from me. You heard it from Dave Portnoy himself that he's about to potentially launch a meme coin on the blockchain representing himself, and he wants to make a massive amount of money. And that video is interesting. It came out today and had to do with him, just going back and forth on the idea, right? Should I launch this coin? Should I not launch this coin? And yeah, we're gonna see what happens going forward. I have a feeling as a gambler, he will probably end up doing it, and you want to be front and center, ready to rock and roll, and get into that coin. Because when the Portnoy coin launches, that will probably be one of the few opportunities to make a massive bag. Now, you don't take that as financial advice. Nothing here is financial advice, entertainment purposes only. But we have a lot of cool stuff to go over today. We've had a new coin launched in the last 24 hours that has taken the market by storm. One of the most recent opportunities we haven't seen since Trump launched his coin. We've got some interesting things happening around the industry regarding news stuff. I got another person to be my pick of the day on person in the space you should keep an eye on. And then we're going to go over some of the conviction bags. But bull runners, if you're feeling bullish, 777 in the comments. Feeling blessed, 777 in the comments. If you're going to be the first millionaire of your family tree, make sure to like and subscribe. Let's run it up. First off, in the degen news, we had some information regarding Ivanka's coins come out. Ivanka Trump said, has come to my attention that there's a fake crypto coin called Ivanka Trump or $Ivanka, and it's being promoted without my consent or approval. legal team is reviewing, and basically blah blah blah. Yeah, so there's definitely a lot of coins that happen. This happened to be a coin that launched that actually did very well off of her name. We've heard this before. It's the same thing with multiple celebrities of people launching coins that weren't them, and they're going to take legal. Nothing ever happens. It's crime season, and as DGens call it right now. So, yeah, not too worried about this. Yeah, good luck is what Mr. Lucky Pack said. But it's not going to be anything major to look at. We did see that Solana became the first chain in history to break 200 million volume, monthly DEX volume. That is insane. This is something to be paying attention to because this is only going to get crazier. A lot of people are coming to Solana, and you have XRP, you have Solana, you have some of these alternative altcoins that I think are providing the opportunity where you can chase volume in order to make find out where the attention is and make gains. So from there, we're going to take a look at what one of the coins on Solana has, what's happened with one of the coins, Fartcoin, right? So the creator, Andre Arai, here is the person that created Truth Terminals. And Truth Terminal launched the Fartcoin on the Solana blockchain. Well, I can't speak today. Solana blockchain. And basically what happened is he had obviously a massive bag, right? Millions and millions of dollars. And he did an OTC deal. And the reason I wanted this is so important is that this is a massive OTC deal. Looks to be over $7 million. And that was not done on the chart. So over-the-counter OTC is a huge step in the right direction to make this a more decentralized coin. And without putting, a lot of sell pressure on the chart and creating mass panic, FUD, all that kind of stuff, he was able to accomplish this OTC deal of large numbers. You don't see them this high. So shout out to the ecosystem for making that proof of what we can do and how decentralization works. Now, if these things like OTC, all these little words don't make sense to you, you definitely want to come over and join up to Altcoin Pro University. Just found out that the mansion party in Vegas for Altcoin Pro is now completely sold out. So congratulations if you got yourself an opportunity to go out to that. And that's, I think, is later this week or this weekend, right? But yes, shout out to those guys for getting everything going. There's now 1,200 members inside the community. You can see that there is a $97 per month or $170 per year to get involved with this exclusive community. But there's so much stuff that's worth it. You've got over 100 plus classes. You got a ton of experts, a lot of stuff that you try to go find yourself and you get lost, you get distracted. Everything's here. You have weekly calls, so make sure you take time and check out Altcoin Pro at school.com/altcoin/pro. Getting back into the news here, this is a massive situation that has transpired over the course of the last day. As we had a lot of stuff going down with TikTok, with the ban coming back to life. Russ, the creator of Vine, has come out of the woodworks. And not only did he come out of the woodworks, he decided to launch his own Vine coin. I completely missed this coin. Last night I was touching grass, but a lot of my friends didn't. And congratulations! At some point, this coin launched. He comes out and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and launch. Let's do it." And everyone kind of caught on to it, right? So the coin currently is sitting at a $322 million market cap. The chart looks phenomenal. I mean, it's just absolutely legging up and showing a lot of strength, a ton of volume in here, $1 billion of volume in the last 24 hours, 2.1 in 5 minutes. I mean, it's capturing a lot of the attention as well as a lot of liquidity through the volume. So really curious to see what happens with this. I'm not exposed to it. I'm not saying go out and purchase it, but it's definitely one to keep an eye on. This has moved up very rapidly in the last day. Only 19 hours in from the time this video was made. So you definitely want to keep an eye on it. Now, don't go buy on green candles. If you want to enter, make sure you look for smart strategic entries. Just if I put up a fib on here to kind of get a little quick look. I mean, it bounced perfectly off the 618. So that would have been the entry right there. So let's keep an eye on this, and maybe we'll find an entry here in the future. I did want to share some interesting, unpleasant news on my side of the thing. Is that my side of my plays, right? Is that I'm a huge conviction holder for UFD. Love what Ron's doing. The thesis has not changed. The only thing that's sad is that some people have sold off. As you can see here, we had a massive sell-off on the last day, and over the last couple of days, right? Today there was somebody that sold off over like I think $280,000 full in one clip. However, you are seeing it bounce off the 618. So if you're looking for a buy opportunity, this could potentially be an area that you'd want to accumulate. In fact, it's exactly what I did. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of buying at higher market caps. We don't know. It maybe even goes lower. But as of right now, you use Fibonacci's to be a guidance for you, and that's exactly what we're doing here. That level looks perfect. You can see it bounced off nicely so far. Doesn't mean it can't go lower, like I said. So keep an eye on that. One thing I did immediately is I went over to Ron's account just to see if there was anything. I saw that he also did something with Hunter OL today. That's cool. Like he's continuing to do. He has his own. He did his own stream today, so everything still is planned. There's nothing that's showing me that maybe people are just getting bored. Maybe they're rotating. They lost, maybe lost their money in some other coins, so they got to go and make up for that. And that happens. So don't be afraid to let some of these red candles get into your face. Accept it. Realize that if you're still bullish on everything you're doing, the price should trend in the right direction at some point in time. So there's nothing to be afraid of. I did want to highlight one person in the space that I have a lot of respect here. Bullrun Gravano, Bullrun_Gravano. He's got a huge following. He's been in here since 2018 of May. Traditional TradFi type of guy that came into crypto early adopter. And I find that a lot of his information very valuable. In fact, like we talked about him in a previous space or a previous video where I was looking at some of his SUI plays as well as his base plays. He's continuing to show strength of what he likes on different chains. And then I did notice that he made a comment about Mr. Miggles at one point here. As you can see, here it is exactly. Look how beautiful that Miggles chart looks. And this is obviously one of my base plays that I like to look at, right? Mr. Miggles is an awesome coin. Let's take a look and see where they're at real quick here. So the Mr. Miggles is, well, that's Mrs. Miggles. Maybe you have to type it out. Mr. Miggles. This is one of the plays I've been holding for a pretty long time. I think it's been over 6 months. But it did have that increase, and it's definitely chilling, right? So it did go up to that $100 million market cap range, currently at 79 million. Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens here. If we really pull out, you can see it was starting to hit its bottoms here. Looks like it could be on its way back up. So really excited to see the future of the Miggles team and the future of this chart as we go into base season at some point. Not sure when that is, but you want to be ahead of it. So ladies and gentlemen, thanks for hanging out with me, and we will talk soon. Let's run it up, Bull Runners.